So we're live in episode 3 of the Digital Commando show today, guys. So for those joining us, thank you very much for joining us. I've got an extra special treat for our hashtag Web Wednesday today. We've got some absolutely incredible world-renowned guests. So if you are working from home at the minute, you've got your own website and you're looking at trying to get up those Google rankings and get some tips about what you can do while you're at home, then you're going to get some fantastic knowledge bombs today. So the guests I've got for you are the world-renowned speaker, podcaster, super experienced SEO Craig Campbell's going to be on the show. And then we've also got world-renowned blogger, knows everything SEO when it comes to, he's taught me everything I know, which is Milos Krasinski. He's been with me, we're working together for going on about 6 years or so now. It's been absolutely wicked. I wouldn't be where I am today without the help of this guy. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him in now. So Craig and Milos, how are you doing?
All good, all good.
All good, yeah.
Absolutely
Sitting
fantastic.
fully isolated, staying safe, far away from the coronavirus.
I'm going to remember to take this banner off because I always forget. So let's take that off. So I suppose first things first, I've given everyone a little very brief intro to you guys, but it's probably easier if you do it yourself. So if I go to Craig first, you'd like to introduce yourself, please, Craig?
Yes, so my name's Craig from Glasgow, Scotland, not the one in Canada. And I've been in digital marketing for 18 years now. I've pretty much came the full circle, going from not having a clue what I've been doing, working in the house, just clutching at straws, to building up my own agency, to then get on and doing affiliate marketing, training and speaking at events all over the place. So I've got a fairly broad range of skills. I wouldn't really consider myself as an SEO as such, more an all-round marketer, because back in the day you had to learn pay-per-click and social media and everything else. So I would say I'm a good all-rounder. Yeah. And I'm just curious to know how much Milos paid for his introduction. I'm only kidding on.
Too much. On that note, let's jump over. Milos, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi guys, I'm Milos. I'm a MD at a very small boutique agency, Chili Fruit Consulting. I've built also my own brand. It's called miloskrasinski.com. That's my little blog. Just building up
Dropping a link
at the
to
moment.
Already,
Yeah. So I've started off from technical SEO, and then having this journey, I just realized I'm better off at link building. So I've got the technical SEO. I haven't been doing so much with affiliates, but I've more into link building these days, and I love it. And I love to help people how to do this by yourself, for example, if you can, because it seems like that it's a kind of like a very dark sort of area, or people that really don't know how to do it. But at the end of the day, it's very easy. So if I can share today something with you, that it's going to be great.
Wicked. Thank you, Milos. Yeah, guys, I think there are going to be some incredible knowledge bombs, like I said earlier on. So these guys are super experienced, all-round digital marketers. So any questions you've got, we have got the chat going on the side. We can all see it. So if you have got questions, drop them in, and it's a great opportunity to get some real advice from some super experts here. So do drop those questions in. So I think first things first, and we were going to talk about affiliate marketing. Now, not too many people, I suppose, watching this live itself will be too familiar with affiliate marketing. So, and again, I'm not a super affiliate marketer either. So what I'll do is I will pass over to Craig, who'll probably give you a very kind of high level introduction as to what affiliate marketing is, for those that don't know. And maybe some tips onto how to get into it if maybe you're at home at the minute. Affiliate marketing is a really good entry level thing to do online. It can generate cash very quickly, from my experience. So I'm going to pass over to Craig, and he's going to give you a better insight into this. That's all right, Craig?
Yep, perfect. So for anyone who doesn't understand what affiliate marketing is, obviously you're still doing SEO, digital marketing, whatever you're doing to drive traffic to a website. It's the monetization that changes. So for example, one of the first things I ever done in affiliate marketing was get involved with SEMrush, and what they basically do is pay me 40% recurring monthly for the lifetime value of a customer. So if I get a customer to SEMrush, it's worth minimum $100 to SEMrush. I'm going to get $40 as a result recurring monthly for just getting one customer on the lowest possible package. Now, if I get 10 customers, because I do SEO training, I do SEO speaking, I do consultancy and I help a lot of people, it's the easiest sale in the world. So for me to have someone in for training and say, what do you use for keyword research, for example? People will say, well, some free crappy tool out there or whatever it's going to be. And, I'll explain the benefits of SEMrush, the level of data that's on there, the 40 plus tools that's on there. And people are like, wow. So they'll sign up. And for every person that's signing up, the way to look at it is if I get 10 people signing up, I've got a minimum of $400 coming in a month. If I sign 100 people up, then I've got $4,000 coming in a month. And, that's one monetization model of affiliate. But affiliate can really be for anything, whether that's Amazon affiliate, where you have a website with a whole bunch of reviews on there talking about the best cameras or the best, whatever, there's loads of different niches you can enter. You will get a percentage of every sale that goes through that website. So the way I would say it is, don't always rely on client money. Clients come and go, whether you're doing a good job or a bad job. I think that's something that drove me into affiliate, was the fact that you don't want to solely rely on clients paying their money on time. You've got skills there. Why the hell would you just be doing client work when you can build up your own affiliate business? It's easy to set up. You're in full control. You're in charge of the budgets. You're in charge of everything in terms of reporting. You don't have to report to clients. You report to yourself. You log into your dashboard and you see that you're due, X amount of thousands of pounds from Amazon per month, X amount of thousands of pounds from SEMrush per month, and just try and have a whole different bunch of affiliate websites than they go. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It's very simple, very easy. You're doing SEO the same way as you would for, a local builder, for example, doing roof repairs or whatever it's going to be. The only thing that's different is obviously the content and when you get paid. And what I can pretty much guarantee is that with affiliate, the payments are never late, and you never have to sing or dance for your money. So it's a great model.
Cheers, Craig. I think affiliate marketing is absolutely awesome, especially if there's anybody who's watching this that is maybe like an influencer within their own right. So they might be an influencer or anything. They might be a local influencer for Warwickshire, or they might be an influencer for a particular industry, like hair care or hairdressing or something like that. Now, if you're one of those people, then you've got such an easy in for becoming an affiliate marketer. Now, loads of brands that will be in the hairdressing industry will offer affiliate packages where you can resell their products and things like that. Or if you can actually set up your own affiliate plans anyway, if you wanted to do that, or you can do it through Amazon, where you, like Craig said, where you can say, right, okay, guys, like we do it. I think I've got an affiliate platform of Amazon as well. So we say, okay, if anybody wants to do podcasting or shows like this, what is the best kit that you want? And we'll say, okay, well, you've got this microphone. Okay, I'm not going to sell that because everybody knows it doesn't work, because we tell them on every show. But the it's just for show. But like the right lighting and stuff like that, we recommend different kit. I don't recommend these microphones. But yeah, so it's a really, really good in. And if you haven't got anything to do at home at the minute, if you're just kind of off from work, maybe you work in retail and the shop's closed, then yeah, getting into affiliate marketing is a really quick in. And like Craig said, you don't have to wait for the money. There's not that kind of worrying if you're going to get paid or not, because the seller has been paid up front, so you know that the money is there. Milosh, have you got anything on affiliate marketing for us?
Yeah, so I do also affiliate. It's not at it's not a full-time job as that is not what Craig does. I don't think you can even consign affiliate to to be a full-time, right? Because the whole idea is not to have a full-time job, right? But that's something to do with the processes. But when it comes to affiliate, I've signed up with a few programs, and I haven't been really pushing this much. But maybe for the last 7, 6, probably months, maybe a bit just longer, I've started my little blog, doing some sort of reviews, and I can see already, some money coming in from, let's say, from the tool. It's called Server SEO. And if I can share this with you, let me share the screen. So I just want to show you as a proof that even during the coronavirus, I've just got an email yesterday. Here we go. It's just another reward from another sign up. So probably someone just signed up for a monthly, or maybe it's a yearly business version of Server SEO. And I truly, I didn't really believe into affiliate that much. I've done like a simple review, and it was about 7, 8 months ago. And I remember that tool wasn't that popular on the market, but now I can see it doesn't really even rank on the number one, but it used to be somewhere close. But people still buying it, and so probably it's just, you have to find a really good niche or a really good tool. But you can see that people do buy even in such difficult times. So probably they sort of either shifting money and they trying to invest in something else. But I can see the stream from out of this, and yeah, so it's definitely affiliate is the way to go. And as Craig said, you don't really have to wait for money to come in, and you don't have to generate the invoices because everything is just automated. So it's definitely a passive. It's a great passive income. It just takes time.
Cheers, Milosh. Yeah, I think this is one of the things, and I love that term, passive income. I think it gets a little bit of skepticism with some people because they kind of go, "There's no such thing as passive income," and I would agree to a point, because affiliate marketing does take time, it does take effort. So it's not like you don't have to do anything. Like Milo said, he's got his blog, so he's creating content consistently, and out of that blog, obviously that will then generate traffic, and then that traffic will then go into the blogs, and the blogs will turn into product buys through affiliate marketing. So it does take time, it does take effort, guys, but once you get it up and running, this is where, if anybody's ever read like the 4-hour work week, you can get a level of passive income, because when you get to a point where you're comfortable, if that's where you want to get to, let's say you get to £5,000 a month in affiliate fees, then you can kind of take a bit of a step back and say, right, okay, well, now it's just more of a maintenance thing. So you just replace the people that maybe drop off if it's membership subscriptions and things like that. So yeah, we'll drop in more about an affiliate opportunity later on, which is cool. Right, guys. If we jump over to SEO now, if anybody's watching and they've got a website at the minute and they want to get their website up those rankings on Google, resulting in more traffic to their website, which will mean more leads and more sales, then these guys are absolute killers at this. Now, I love to say that I know SEO, but I don't compared to these two. So if you've got questions, actually, a question did come in. I asked Craig to answer it, if that's all right, because you're probably more clued up on Amazon affiliate than I am. What was it? If you refer I'll put it up on the screen actually. If you refer someone to Amazon but they already have an account, do you still get paid? I know the answer to this, but I think Craig will explain it better than me. Is that right, Craig?
Yep. So yes is the answer. You'll still get paid. What happens with Amazon is they have a 24-hour cookie policy. So if, for example, you were to come through my Amazon website today and clicked on a link, anything you buy within the next 24 hours is mine. I get the commission for it. So that's how Amazon works. It's the cookie policy that you get. So regardless of whether that person's a serial Amazon buyer and they have an account, you will still be paid. So yeah, you just have to hope that the traffic you're driving, that person is clicking on your link the first of that day. Because if they've clicked on, Stefan's website or Milos's website, they're going to get the 24-hour cookie policy, and everything's going to be given to them, regardless of whether a client comes through my website. But in most cases, it works out very, very well, and you get credit for sales that you're not even due. So it swings and roundabouts. But if I look at my Amazon income and I look at the products that sold, more often than not, I'm getting credit for stuff that I don't even have on my Amazon website. So yeah, it's all good.
Happy days. Cheers, Craig. Yeah, guys, there is different platforms that you can use for the Amazon as well. So there is the Amazon influencer platform, the Amazon affiliate platform. So if you have got a large number of followers, you can apply to join that. It gives you slightly higher commissions. It lets you set up your own Amazon shop and things like that. So you don't have to have a separate website. You just have a shop through Amazon. So you do. I can't remember what their limits are, but I got accepted, and I've only got loads of followers on Twitter. So which doesn't matter to anybody anymore, really. So you don't have to be a huge influencer. You just need to have a fair number of followers and apply to get into that. Okay, so let's jump on to SEO. So Philip just said thanks for that. Awesome. So yeah, let's jump on to SEO. Let's just try and make this nice and easy for people, because I think there's probably not a huge amount of SEO knowledge out there for the people watching on at the minute. So if we just look at some kind of top tips of what people can be doing at home at the minute with limited SEO experience, and yeah, we'll go from there. Is that all right, Craig?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's go for it.
I'm first. Right, cool. So SEO tips that are going to help you when you're at home. Now, a lot of people are going to read up on SEO and probably try to upskill during this coronavirus period. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. Don't get confused, because people make SEO sound so difficult. And it's not. And it's not really evolved as much as people may allow you to think. I think some top tips is do the basics right. Google are looking for good content, good quality, relevant links. And when I say good content, if you're reading a blog post about Surfer SEO, for example, Milos's blog, if it's got nice pictures, even a nice video tutorial and stuff like that, then these are things that you can do very easily. It's very easy to do an over-the-shoulder video and make that content more engaging. And as I say, the biggest thing is content. Having unique content out there is something anyone can do. Any one of us, even if we hate writing content, get someone else to do it. That is going to carry you a great deal. And doing some good on-page, internal linking, is also going to help you. But there's loads of guides out there. I've even released a free course which will go through all of the steps that help you with SEO. But I think one of the main things that I would say to anyone is that, although people have knowledge, they're bloody lazy. So getting some good content out there, even if you think I can never compete for this, I'm not going to do it. There's a million SEO guys out there. You'll be very surprised at how far content actually takes you. Putting out a good, substantial article or a blog post on a specific subject will probably take you to page 2 or page 3, and then from there, obviously, in comes link building, which is where you would go to a guy like Milos or some other link vendor, and they can do the link building for you. Pop a few links to that, and you'll probably see yourself at the bottom end of page 1. Now, I know that seems, it seems very simple and easy to do, and it's not always that easy depending on levels of competition. But what I would say is SEO is a big thing, and a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people take action. So what I say to people is, out of the whole SEO world out there, of everyone who claims to be an SEO, 95% of them are full of shit and doing the wrong tactics or old tactics. And out of that 5% that actually know what they're doing, 95% of them are just lazy as fuck. So there's only really a small percentage of people actively doing good SEO, whether that be investing in links, whether that be investing in good content. Now, if you can't write content, outsource it. You can give that to someone in the office. you don't have to do it yourself, but do the basics right, because every single time I'm asked to do an audit or a consult or whatever it may be, the basics are not even done properly. You're like, you duplicate title tags, really? Very, very basic things are not in play. So do the basics right, and it will definitely stand you in good stead. A lot of people talk about technical SEO, site speed, and they obsess over going from 2.1 seconds to 1.7 seconds or whatever it may be. That's not going to move the needle that much. Throwing enough content, enough videos, enough stuff that people like out there is going to carry you in good stead. User engagement is a big thing as well, and I think that's where adding videos, adding value, even doing live Facebook lives like this with Stefan, he wants user engagement. He wants people to come on here and ask questions and do all of that kind of stuff, and that all helps overall. With whether it be your social media profiles, whether it be your YouTube page, or whether it be SEO. Now, I'll give you an example of how powerful user engagement really is. I gave away a free SEO course last week, and I've got a 400-word article on my blog. It's not optimized in any real way, but because of the sheer volume of user engagement, people signing up for the free course, and basically what I've done was force them all through a page on my website. I rank in page 2 for free SEO course, and I've not built a single link to it. So user engagement does help a lot. And you may say, I'm not making a video, I'm not going to do this. Keeping people on your website and giving them what they want, and having those user metrics, active click-through rate, time on website and stuff like that, are all positive things that will help move the needle as well. And that's something anyone can do. Have a nice engaging video, whether it's a stupid video, funny video, it really doesn't matter. I've got videos out there, client calls or whatever, just doing kind of joke videos to talk about client situations that I've come across, and that's all done to get engagement and get a reaction out of people, all of that stuff. Those are the 3 top tips I would have. But as I say, the main one being just do the basics right, and it will probably set you ahead of 80 or 85% of people out there.
Yeah, I can definitely agree to that. Just wanted to.
We'll come to you in a minute, Miloš. Wait a second. You'll get your turn. Yeah, no, Craig, absolutely spot on. I think there's so much in there for people, and it was one of the things we actually touched upon it yesterday when we were talking about the digital market as a kind of whole, and content creation. That unique content that is value adding to your audience. If you've got that, and it's as a blog or a video, and it's on your website, that will draw people in, and it will keep them there for longer because you're giving them value. So we definitely recommend that. Craig, are you all right for me to post the link to your SEO course in this chat? So
yeah,
people can get hold of it?
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll put that up for you guys in a minute. So if you do want to learn SEO from Craig, his free course is available in the comments in a second. Miloš, now it's your turn. You can speak now.
No, I just want to really add 3 things. So one is that there's what Craig said. The more you do these, so these are your digital assets. And also, I think you've got to read also James Dooley blog. He also wrote something really interesting about digital assets and how should you really interpret them, because they are growing by the time. So the more content you do have out there, like a YouTube or maybe blogs, it doesn't matter really how super they are. They don't have to be, but the more you have them, you've grown with them, right? And the thing is that these are your digital assets, so you should treat them as assets rather than expenses. So these are 2 things. So even if you outsource them, you're still actually investing them. So that's something to remember. And the other 2 things is that that's how people are going to remember you. I completely agree that people are going to remember you. That you do something on YouTube or a blog, you write something, you're active, and you have some sort of voice, rather than showing them a screenshot on the Facebook that I've optimized my websites and it's actually loading 2 seconds at the moment. People are not going to remember you just because you've optimized your website for the 2 seconds. And so I completely agree with Craig. Yeah, it's just not the right thing. These are technical things. Once it's done, it's done. And the content is something that you do constantly. And having said, and please also remember that, when you do content, don't stop. When you do monthly, you do monthly. When you do 2 weekly, do this 2 weekly or post something, but be consistent with it. And it takes time. It's not something like a 6 months short journey. And probably, one of the reasons why I started my blog, I remember I bought my domain miloszkrasinski.com, and I was lazy, and I have to say. So I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. I haven't been doing anything, and just maybe a year or so, I've started like more and more, doing something on my website, like putting small reviews of the tools, putting interviews of the people that I know. There isn't much there's not much traffic on my website, but it's already still making money. So which is the one thing. It's amazing, right? And I think you have to really believe into that, because just one product can turn into like a little machine that is generating monthly recurring fees. So, and I think it's pretty nice, that you see, like, let's say, I don't know, $100 today, another $150, and again $300 because someone wrote, someone read your blog post and they just sign up, and and they saw the value, and now they're paying monthly or yearly a plan for the tool, right? So yeah, I think it's amazing.
Milosz, we're going to talk very briefly about link building, you said earlier on. Now, for those at home that maybe don't understand link building, what are some tips of how they can go out and start building some links themselves? And what is the theory of link building for those that don't really understand that?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. So really what you really want to achieve is, let's say you just want to get a link from Craig Campbell, from his website. So one of the best to do so is either you pitch him, because you can check whether he already wrote something about this tool or that tool, and you can simply send him an email and say, hey, Craig, I was just wondering, I haven't seen that you have covered this, so maybe I can write for you this blog post or this guest post or anything, something that it needs to be interesting for his audience. And it's something that he doesn't, he didn't cover that before. So when you get a link from his website pointing to your website, is considered as a link, right? So you should build a content also on someone else's websites. But that way you're adding the value. That way you're building connections. That way you're building relationships, and so on and so on, and you get exposure as well. So this is the basic idea of link building via, I would say, guest posts, or there are many other ways, but that's just one way, and it's a very simple way, because if you can write, and you don't have to be, as Craig said, you don't have to be super expert. It's great, obviously, if you're super expert, but I just realized that if you're writing too specific, that your audience is very narrow. So you really have to understand who you're targeting. But if you're just writing a review on let's say on the tool, and there's many ways you can write review. You can be always subjective, because this is your just opinion about the tool, right? So let's say I want to write something about the latest module of SEMrush or SEMrush in general, right? So that's the whole idea of link building. Craig can also add something to this.
Yeah, guys, I think that is very key, and we've mentioned SEMrush a couple of times now as well, which is an incredible tool. So for anybody that is looking at doing SEO and link building, that there's so many tools within the SEMrush platform that can help you do that. It can identify opportunities where there's links that you could potentially get that your competitors have and things like that. So yeah, guys, if you're not using SEMrush, I think there's a free trial, isn't there? Is it 14 days on SEMrush?
Yeah. If you go through my website, if you Google SEMrush tutorial and go through my website.
Okay, there you go.
Then
Do that.
14-day
Then Craig gets paid.
but I also get paid. Yeah, shameless promotion there.
Yeah.
So guys, go to do us. What's it called? SEMrush. Google SEMrush tutorial.
Yeah, just put in SEMrush tutorial into Google and you'll see my website ranking just below SEMrush's. 14-day free trials on there, so sign up.
Get on there, guys. Go and get SEMrush right now.
I'm only
I'll drop brand 24 in. You also drop something else in. If
I think
anybody
it's,
doesn't know affiliate,
yeah.
I'll show you another one at the end. Right, let's go on to last but not least, some web design. Now we have touched on some areas of web design at the minute and things that are going to be really handy for when people come to your website. But we've talked about affiliate marketing, which is obviously going to drive the product. We've just spoke about SEO, which is going to drive traffic to your website. Now, once people are on your website, you want to try and keep them there. So, guys, what tips have you got for people that have got a website that need to keep the traffic on the website?
So, what I would say is, fuck web design. Nah, I'm only kidding. I hate web design. I hate web designers, though. They're a pain in the ass. To get anything done takes an eternity. But with platforms like WordPress, you can do a lot of things yourself. I think web design is vital in this day and age, certainly more so than the years gone by. Mainly due to things like, more people being on mobile devices and stuff. And even now, again, people are not doing the basics right. Their website looks garbage on a mobile device. And I think, most people now that I talk to that come from the SEO community are building their websites on mobile first and then, building it out to look all right on a desktop. But I think having it mobile friendly is key, because most people do sit on their phone at night, and I'm certainly one of those guys that, when I'm going to my bed and I can't quite sleep, I'll Google a few things and check stuff out. And there's nothing worse than you can't read the text on on your phone and stuff like that. It's got to be easy to navigate and stuff, and just have the right calls to action in the right places. Again, so many websites, and this is something I've seen across the board. So many websites went through a stage of, years ago, they used to be very basic, very simple. And then they came and they were all clogged together and had so much going on in one page. And I think it's now going back to more minimalist websites. If I'm looking at new websites that are out there, and I think it's come the full circle again, where websites are becoming a lot simpler, easy, fast loading, mobile friendly. But you don't have to have everything rammed on your homepage. I think that, having a nice slider and having all your, icons of people you've worked with and all that kind of stuff, and all your testimonials and all your courses and everything else rammed on one page is madness. Because when you Google something like Craig Campbell podcast, for example, you land on my podcast page, and all people want to see is what podcasts I've got. It's as simple as that. You don't have to have everything rammed on your homepage. And I think, people were making decisions on their web design based on what they think everyone wants to see on one page, rather than, if you Google anything out there, you're landing on a landing page that for that very specific subject. So I think going very minimalist is what I'm planning on doing with my own website. Make things simple, easy, and adding technology to my website as well, because although it's not quite design as such, but obviously there's a purpose to a website as well, and it's obviously to build a funnel or grow a marketing list or whatever it may be, and certainly having the right design, things in the right position, for people to easily be able to sign up to your newsletter, or whatever it may be, are really, really important. And again, people just have crappy websites. Now, there's a million people out there designing websites, and it's all good and well being able to design a graphic and cobble together something that looks okay on WordPress, using a, Elementor template or whatever it may be. But there's more to design than that, that you've got to work with data behind that. you know, in terms of conversions and optimizing it for, you know, to be user friendly. And I think a lot of web designers out there are just slapping stuff up and hoping for the best, and there's no real thought process or no real formula behind it. And what I love about CRO guys is that they are looking to optimize stuff. They are doing a lot of A/B testing, and they are making decisions based on data that they have. And I think that's where web design, you know, you have to start digging deeper into web design. So it's not just a case of designing a website and hoping for the best. Work on data, do test stuff, do change stuff up, so that you can further optimize it. Because anyone's website, for example, even my own website, you know, I get a lot of visitors on there, but I lose 95% of them, if not more. They don't engage, they don't interact, they don't sign up, they don't do anything, they go away and piss off. And what I need to do is squeeze as much as I possibly can out of that 95% of people that go away. That's why you've got Facebook pixels, sign-ups for email marketing, I've got push messages, all of that kind of stuff to try and grab more of that traffic so that they don't bugger off onto someone else's website. So I've got, you know, there's a lot of things round about web design that you can do, or just web in general, to try and squeeze more out of that traffic. And, you know, that's where technology and everything else comes into play, push messages and all of that kind of stuff. Capture them and then retarget these people, send them more push messages, get them back in your website. And again, that helps with your SEO because it's getting that engagement up increased as well. So that's my thoughts on web design. You've got to dig a bit deeper than the actual design of it and understand the mechanics of what's going on.
Absolutely, Craig. I think you covered some amazing points there. I'm going to completely mirror mobile first. If people haven't got a mobile responsive website, don't bother being on the internet. Like, everybody uses mobiles now. We know that more than 50% of people using Google and going to websites is from a mobile now. So you should be thinking mobile first anyway. But I know when I go to somebody's website, if I'm looking at a product to buy or I'm looking to do something and I go to the first website and it's not mobile responsive, I leave and I go to your next competitor straight away. Call to actions is another amazing point. There's so many people that I go to their website and then you go down and I actually want to buy something from you and I can't because there's no call to actions for me to get to your product or service. So again, call to actions is a huge one. And then finally, you mentioned about those, about the amount of traffic. Obviously, loads of traffic comes to websites, and Craig just gave an example there of 95% would then leave without doing anything, without leaving an email or anything. That's all about small wins, guys. All you need to do is, if there's 95% of the traffic leaving and you convert, and if you do all of your sales for your website and you just change 5% and get that to 90% leaving, you've just doubled the size of your business. It's those small wins. You don't need to make huge improvements. Tiny improvements when it comes to user experience on your website can make huge differences. So, Milos, what have you got for us on web design?
So I wanted to show you guys some good examples maybe about like call to actions and the websites. So if I share my screen quickly, so you can see maybe some examples. So can you see my screen at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, there's like a guy that we all know is Matthew Woodward. And what I wanted to show you about him, Matthew Woodward, is that while he is very successful, while he is really good at SEO and affiliate, because he does a lot of reviews, when you go to his websites and when you look at the traffic, just for example, some people thinking that you know, it's we're talking about like really massive traffic, but it's really not. Like, if you look at his traffic in the United States, you know, that's according to SEMrush, it's probably much higher, and we just only see desktop. We don't have obviously Google Analytics access, but you know, just you can also imagine it's only like 6,000. For some people, they you know, they might think it's a huge number. Some people might think it's not a huge number, but he is actually very successful. So now think about these numbers. He's got only 6,000 hits or visits per month from just organic, right? I'm not taking into consideration his list because he's got a huge marketing list, so that's for sure. But I just wanted to tell you that you just need to grow your traffic to a certain degree, and then you can have already your conversions. Obviously, you need to work out, as what Craig said, and on these little things, and you need to do the CRO. But it also depends on how much traffic you really have, because it's very difficult to do some A/B testings if your data is not significant. But he is making money, right? And that's true. So, and out of this number, you can already make money, and quite a lot. So you don't really have to also be in that box and thinking that, I need, let's say, 100,000 organic traffic per month to actually, to really do something about it. It's not. Going back to some calls to actions, that's his one. I'm not sure about his conversion. I don't know, because I don't have his actual data, but I can show you, let's say, one example of, let's say, server SEO review. That really helped me. So obviously Matthew did his SEO server review. I'm somewhere here at the moment. And what I've done about this, I remember that this page was just a simple text. Then a friend of mine, he said, you need to add your social proof. It was Daniel Cartridge. I had a conversation with him on a Facebook. He said, this is really good. Try to get as many people as they talking about, let's say, that particular tool, and you just stick some social proof. They're very happy, and then so on and so on. And these are the images that Craig said as well, that they do really help you. And this is something that I've implemented. Obviously, these are very simple call to actions, right? But I did not have them. I remember at the end of the entire review, and I was told, add more to these, add more to these call to actions, break them, right? So people, from the UX perspective, they don't have to go all the way up and sign up here somewhere and click on the banner. Just make sure that you have help them. This is called I think UX, right? That is this data behind. So they testing that less clicks, less movement, and you get better call to actions. So because at the moment, can you imagine if you don't have these calls, like you don't have this call to action, these buttons, you really have to scroll all the way up, and that's like a lot of job. And also is in terms of design, what Craig also said before, that you really have to make a little bit unique things with the content. So what we've done is we've done like a simple interview of the co-founder, and we just add, we stick that to the blog post just to make it more interesting. Just 3 simple questions, you see, and as you can see, that all these tweets as a social proof. So these are my little things. Like I can, there's more to this probably, but we don't have much time. But that's what I can.
No, we're running out a bit there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, I'll just switch that one off, and we'll come back to here. Oh, back to normal. Awesome. Yeah, cheers to me, Josh. I think one of the things that also highlights on that when it's a blog is if you've got the similar layout to that with call to actions all the way down the page. One of the things that you can do from a data point of view is if you're getting lots of clicks on one particular call to action throughout that page, you may then highlight actually the best hook that everybody's doing is they're reading my blog. That particular piece of the blog is really capturing people, and that's what's helping me sell the product. And that's the call to action that they keep using. Then obviously use that bit of the blog in your marketing material and you'll sell more stuff. So that works really, really well. Guys, we are out of time, but thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you both. I know you were both really busy, so I hope everybody watching also appreciated your time. I'm sure they did. And thanks for answering some incredible questions.
No worries at all.
No worries, yeah.
Guys, have you got any links that you want to drop in now? Anything that's coming up that you want to quickly share with anybody that's watching?
I've got nothing coming up. I'm locked up. So
We're all locked.
Well, you can always read our blogs, right? Craig's got his own blog and a lot of knowledge over there. Yeah, so if you really want to go into the SEO and find out more, I also encourage you to go to my blog to find out some extra tools, maybe tools for lead generations, tools for email marketing, or tools for link building and stuff like that.
Wicked, guys. Yeah, Craig's got obviously his SEO course. If you've got some spare time, we're not driving around, but if you want to listen to a podcast, he's got a fantastic podcast as well. So jump onto there. But for everybody who watched today, thank you very much for joining us again. We are back tomorrow. And I don't know which one. I can't remember what we're talking about tomorrow, which is really bad. But I will tell you, we have got one on tomorrow. I know we changed it around. So Friday is fitness. Tomorrow we'll be talking about gratitude and some other stuff. So definitely tune in tomorrow. We've got some more fantastic guests for you. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, wherever you watched it today, you'll be watching it again tomorrow. And for those that are interested in affiliate marketing, obviously we've given you some great tips there, but the Digital Commando Academy launches on Monday. 25% commission if you want to become an affiliate marketer and sell it for us. And if you want to know more about that, we're doing a live webinar launch at 8 p.m. on Monday. I'll drop the link in the comments if anybody wants to sign up for that webinar. Okay, guys, once again, thank you to my amazing guests, and thanks to everybody who's watching. If you do have any more questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try and farm that out to the guys, and if they've got time, they can answer those for you as well. But again, I'll see you all tomorrow, and from me and the guys, thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon. Peace out.
See you guys.